There's a ton of FUD happening right now with the Ripple court case saying that it might not be legitimate. And I'm going to fight back and say it is legitimate, but I need to bring up these arguments against this case so that when you see them, you can think back and think, oh wait, Toby said this. This is probably going to be okay, all right? Because a lot of people are going to freak out when they hear about some of the FUD arguments. But first, I want to read off one of our CT Club members today. They said, again, thanks to Toby and Heidi. I really hope to have the chance to meet you guys sometimes, and thank you in person for changing my life. You guys have made me such a smarter investor. I haven't made that FU money yet, but the way things are going, it's coming. So yes, we've been getting a lot of great coins lately. You can check us down below for our CT Club. And one more thing before I start, XRP just flipped Binance coin. Really interesting to see how much money is actually flowing into XRP right now. Billions upon billions of dollars. Now let's go over to Catherine Wu. She wrote something really interesting, like a kind of give and take of what the court case was all about. Here's her summary. Too long, didn't read. Here we go. In conclusion, is XRP a security? The answer is both yes and no. It depends on who bought them, right? So in general, this is a huge win. So we're going to go over the winners and losers. So in general, this is a huge win for retail exchanges. So whether it was centralized exchanges or decentralized exchanges that won, the court does not address, okay? For now, it seems like both took huge wins today. The other biggest winners here are, of course, the two founders of Ripple, Garlinghouse, who sold more than $150 million worth of XRP and are in the clear. So I tweeted early, if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at SirCryptoTips. I showed a little background of who Brad Garlinghouse is. He is part of the World Economic Forum. If you don't know who that is, it's kind of like the George Carlin's, it's a big club and you ain't in it. Yes, he is in it. And of course, he's going to be able to keep the money. He's a very powerful guy, okay? But let's go back to this. The biggest losers are perhaps the institutional buyers who, depending on their registration status as investment advisors and managers, may need to calibrate internally with their finance and accounting team. That being said, given that most institutional investors have already currently moved past direct token purchases, I wonder how much of an effect this will actually have on the institutional buyers landscape. So now this may not be over yet. Now, she also went on to say, having considered the economic reality and totality of circumstances, the court concludes that Ripple's programmatic sales of XRP did not constitute the offer and sale of investment contracts. So let's go on to the naysayers here. Now keep in mind, I follow a lot of people. They have both pros and cons to what they say, all right? So this is one of the people that isn't too happy with the XRP case. And keep in mind, I'm going to rebut this, all right? But he says, this is Chris Dunn on Twitter, I hate to poo on the party, but I don't think this Ripple news is as clear win for two reasons. $720 million was raised illegally. Number two, a footnote on page 23 adds more confusion to the question if exchange-traded tokens are securities. Now let's move on to Preston Byrne, who also is doesn't think this is the best news ever. He says Ripple's business of selling tokens should be legal in the United States with regulatory guardrails. Currently, it isn't. In my view, Judge Torres' ruling holding that it is will likely be reversed on appeal. So he's saying that it could just be up for appeal, and another judge would completely reverse what has happened with Ripple and rule in favor of the SEC. Yikes. Now, he also says, one thing I'm quite sure of is that we're going to see the first programmatic ICOs, PICOs, launching within weeks. Entrepreneurs are going to take this ruling and take the risks, even though doing so probably isn't the smartest idea. Okay, well, I have one last fudster before I tell you my thoughts on this stuff, okay? This is from Brian Jacautot. What this guy is talking about now is about Ethereum, okay? He says, an Ethereum foundation remains at risk even if it is upheld because of important distinctions in the method used by Ripple to sell the pre-mine. Now here's my thoughts. My last video, I just brought up, at the very beginning of my video, I said that Coinbase and Kraken and other exchanges are starting to list XRP once again. Now keep in mind, they have a huge legal counsel, right? They're not going to screw around with this anymore. So they've had their lawyers read over everything in detail, probably all night to figure this stuff out. Because I remember when the news came out, it was like almost 12 o'clock midnight my time, right? And by the time I woke up, it was just shortly after I woke up where Coinbase decided to come out and make the announcement, we are going to allow trading for XRP. Now, this is my argument against all of what I've read, all the fudsters, is that I think that we are in the clear because these companies wouldn't have relisted XRP if they weren't pretty much 100% clear. So that is my argument against this FUD that is coming out right now. And I think if we can get past this FUD, I think that's when we're going to see some fireworks. But right now, XRP is up around like 70%, 75%. I think that once this stuff is clear, the air is clear, we are going to be probably skyrocketing. Anyways, let me know your thoughts below if you think I have this wrong, but it would be really nice to hear other people's opinion on this as well. Anyways, that's all I have. Please like and subscribe, and I will talk to you soon.